Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about nutrition for performance. So let's go. So performance nutrition is a little bit different from standard nutrition, only because we're not going for a physique goal, we're going for a maximum performance goal. So we might not be going for them shredded abs, but definitely we're looking forward to improve ourselves better onto the pitch. So if you're someone who is very new to obviously tracking their nutrition, one thing I would definitely recommend is find your maintenance. I've made a video on this about calculating your maintenance. You can find that on the channel, so go and check that out. Once you've got your maintenance, these are the current macro splits that I think I would recommend helping you guys. So obviously we need to aid our training with obviously good nutrition, so good carbohydrates. This is going to be able to fuel it, as we obviously use carbohydrates as a maximum fuel. So I would definitely say about 50% of total calories coming from carbohydrates. Next after that is protein. We need to make sure that we're recovering from our meals. Next thing is our protein. So 30% of protein. This is served out again atomate amount. So we're building obviously new muscle tissue, but we're also recovering from our training sessions as well. And then next is fats. So I would say probably about 20%. They made a total of 100. This is just generally for regulating hormones to keep a healthy balance. And an often question that I kind of get is how many meals in a day should we have? I would pretty much say that 5 is a good amount. 5 is not a magic number, but if we're having more meals in a day and distributing that protein throughout the day, it will help us out with recovery. One thing as well we want to make sure we're having a look at is hydration. Hydration is massive in performance. If we're even 1% dehydrated, our performance drops by about 20%. So we need to make sure when we're training, when we're on the pitch, we need to make sure we're hydrated as well. So once you've kind of got all that settled out and you've had a play for it for about a couple of weeks, what you need to start finding is that optimal weight for performance. This will be a weight that you can comfortably be, that doesn't affect your performance in any sort of way. This number looks very different to everyone, but finding this will make you more comfortable on the pitch and therefore could possibly maximise your performance. 8. Now, so you've played around with your maintenance for a bit and you find that you need to find yourself a little bit cutting. So you need to lose a little bit of body weight or that body fat. These are the guidelines I would probably say for that. So you either want to start losing weight around the off or pre-season. Kind of when you're already in season, you should already have found that optimal weight performance. And obviously if you are cutting, obviously performance can be affected, so we don't want that, especially if we're playing games on a weekly basis. Obviously when we are cutting, we're going to be taking probably from our carbohydrates, so this means that we want to increase in protein as well, so that way we're not having any protein breakdown, we're not losing any muscle, which therefore can reduce our performance as well. So if we're taking carbohydrates a little bit out of the equation, what we want to start doing then or start thinking about is eating carbohydrates around our training, so pre and post. What this is going to do is this is going to maximise performance but also decrease fatigueness in some way. Another thing about cutting is you want to be making sure that you're going very slow. You can go a little bit quicker in the off season compared to the pre-season due to the fact that you're not going to be having a high intensity training, so you can probably maximise £2 a week loss if you're cutting, or in pre-season you can go to 1 to 2, but if your performance is heavily getting a big cut as well, try to minimise that weight loss as well. So bulking, okay, so bulking can be a little bit less strategic than a cutting phase, because obviously we're going to be getting some extra calories, which therefore could obviously help our performance. But there's still a couple of guidelines we need to make sure that we're measuring. Bulking can be done in the off, pre and in season. You can drastically go a little bit more bulking in them 2 seasons, but once you're in the in season, same again, you want to kind of have a slight bulk or stay in maintenance. Because we've got more calories, we potentially have more carbohydrates, we don't need as much protein, so we can go back to our, let's say, £1, 1 gram to £1, or 2.2 times your weight in kilograms. So I would slightly lower your protein in that, so you can make room for carbohydrates. If you want a goal to obviously aim for, I would say probably £1 per month for bulking. Yes, I know that sounds a little bit slow, but the last thing we want to do, especially if we're in the in-season and pre-season as well, is put on a loads of weight, put on them pounds, and potentially put on a lot of fat as well, which then we would obviously have to do in our off-season or in-season. So there you guys have it. That is my nutrition for performance. If you guys have any questions about the topic, make sure you give me a message, and I'll see you guys in the next video.